Reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, the 5th most sacks in the history of the league in your first 8 years. He is requested out from the Cleveland Browns. Literally during commercial break, just got off the phone with someone from Myles' team, and he just reiterated the simple truth. Myles Garrett doesn't care about going from Cleveland to Canton, which is what Andrew Berry always cared about. Myles Garrett cares about winning and playing in Super Bowls. So to me, it makes sense. I do feel sad for Browns fans. The Cleveland Browns drafted me, but I also understand Myles Garrett's only been to the playoffs twice in 8 years. In 8 years. He has the 2nd most sacks since 2017 behind only T.J. Watt. Canton will take care of itself. But Myles has taken care of itself, and what Myles has done on the football field has not helped lead to winning because the Browns, ultimately, they continue to be a dysfunctional organization. I can't say that I am surprised. It's unfortunate for Myles Garrett. You're a #1 overall pick. You hope not only to change the trajectory of the franchise, you hope not only to win in your career, but you hope to win with the franchise that you change the trajectory of. So I'm not shocked, but it is unfortunate because Myles has been such a beacon of hope for the Browns, and now Myles is like, look, I see what y'all got going on. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Would you want to stay? Let's be real. With how they handled Deshaun Watson and that whole situation, with how they've given out so much of this money to that, with the even though the coach, two-time coach of the year, right? That's great. But when you keep losing, bro, 1 playoff win in 8 seasons, 1. Like, it makes complete sense for me. At some point, these star players, and Shady can probably talk a lot about it, you're going to get all these sacks. You're going to get all these pressure. You're going to get all these stats. You're going to go to Canton one day, easily. Walking into Canton, in my opinion. 2023 Defensive Player of the Year. At what point, though, in your career do you care more about winning than all this other sack? Like, yeah, they were part of some really good teams, and they got to the playoffs with Joe Flacco, right? And when they signed Deshaun Watson, I'm sure Myles Garrett was like, this is my calling card. Like, this is our chance to be great, because remember how Deshaun Watson was in Houston the year before. He was like that. And so he's probably thinking like, all right, this is it. Now we got Baker Mayfield. Now we got Joe Flacco. Now we got Jameis. He's like, I want out. It doesn't surprise me at all. He's at a point in his career where he cares more about winning. And unfortunately, they're not winning.
And as he should, because you get to the Hall of Fame by what you do in the postseason too. You know, you want to have some postseason stats. He's not playing in any meaningful games in Cleveland. You want to get to a team to where you know you're going to be playing in some meaningful games. He's accomplished. He got over 100 sacks. He's a Defensive Player of the Year. He has accomplished so much, and you're not playing in any meaningful games. You want to have an opportunity to get to this game that the Eagles and the Chiefs are playing in if you're Myles Garrett. That is your legacy. You're different than a lot of players in the National Football League. It's about your legacy now. And your legacy is not going to continue to get built in Cleveland because you're not going to win no games. Who's going to be the quarterback over there this year? We don't know. That's basically a rebuild situation over there for Cleveland. I absolutely love it, especially him coming out right now before the draft, all this stuff, because he is the type of player that could get to somewhere right now and help them boys get to that game. And he deserves it. He's earned that. So I love it for Myles Garrett. Hopefully they deal him soon. Hopefully he goes to the Green Bay Packers and we can make this thing work. I don't know how the money situation is, but this is a special talent.
I mean, about time. Right? I know Myles Garrett. We cool. Like, about time. I mean, it's like, I joke a lot with a lot of people, so, sometimes they don't take me serious. I'm like, bro, what you doing there? What you consider? I mean, all you doing is delivering stats, right? Defensive Player of the Year, all pros at each year. For what? No meaningful games. I look at a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, right? You know how much joy he's having now? Now I'm playing for, like, some meaningful football games, right? Even if I'm not involved or not, I'm still happy to be here. Darius Slay, right? I'm thinking about all the Super Bowl teams. You go from the Detroit Lions when they were, like, bad. Now you're in a Super Bowl every other year with the Eagles?
Just think about Saquon, right?
And, you know what I'm saying? It's like
so true.
Now we all know how great he is, but I feel like certain players that are really, really good, when they play on the big screen, when I say big screen, I mean primetime games, NFC Championship games, Super Bowls, and they play really, really well, they look better than what they really are. So if you take a guy like Myles Garrett, who's already great, you put him in the Super Bowl and let him dominate and have a chance to get an MVP, Super Bowl MVP.
He's a game changer, bro.
You get what I'm saying?
He's a game changer.
Myles Garrett should have been get out of there. Nothing comes good out of Cleveland other than LeBron. I mean, seriously, like what are we talking about? Oh, man.
Now, what about the aspect, though, of kind of trying to stay there and be the legend? Obviously, I was there with Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas drafted to the Browns. Joe Thomas.
Gotcha.
Joe Thomas consecutive start record. Joe Thomas walked into the Hall of Fame. First ballot, obviously. Everybody loves, respects, admires, and adores Joe Thomas. Shady, obviously, I'll ask you to speak to that because you were the highest drafted player at the desk and the most legendary for your franchise. What about that aspect of it as well?
It's the Browns. I'm sure when he's with his daughter and his kids and his wife, he said, baby, I should probably get out of here, man. I'm being serious because sometimes as players, we get so caught up in being loyal, right? I'm loyal to my team. But the NFL is not a loyal place. No. It's all about what's best for you. People don't want to hear that, but I look at so many different people's careers. If they played their careers for themselves, it worked out for them. Because now you're playing for good teams, meaningful games, right? Your accolades get bigger because you're playing on primetime TV, Super Bowls and MVPs and all that. You can accomplish some things. When you play for the Browns, look, I'm going to have a good season, maybe a playoff game, and that's it. Who want to go through that? I don't know. If I had to do everything all over again, there's certain things I wouldn't have accepted. Nah, I'm not getting traded. No, we ain't doing that.
Speak the truth. Which one wouldn't have accepted?
I mean, I don't want to get into
Speak
that.
the truth.
But you hear what I'm saying, though? Like, there's some things where I look at, like, I have really, really good years in Buffalo, right? And it might get overlooked because the marketing wasn't as big. If I had them same years in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? Everything was way bigger. I look at a dude like Marshawn Lynch. We went to the fight this weekend, so we was hanging out, we was talking and everything, and we was talking about the career. And I said, you know what? I said, bro, people don't give you enough credit for you controlling your own destiny. When you got out of Buffalo and you create the whole beast mode, people forget you played for Buffalo because you did so well with the Seahawks.
I forgot he played for Buffalo.
And look, and not only did you play well, y'all went to the Super Bowl. You had a good team, you had a good defense, you had a really good head coach, you had a solid offense, you had a good offensive line. When you do all these different things like that, your name gets bigger. And there's guys that people think he's better than, and they might have 7,000 more yards than him. But he played with a good franchise, and it helped his career out. If he'd have been too loyal, yo, I'm staying with Buffalo, man. I ain't worried about that. They drafted me. I'm loyal. Beast mode might not have been beast mode what we see him today. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I always say players control their own narrative. That's why I love what Deion's doing with his son. Nah, we ain't going to them trash teams with no market. We going to big market teams.
It's incredibly well said. Marshawn did play 3.5 years with Buffalo.
No clue.
Played 5.5 with the Seahawks. But you only think about
Marshawn
with the Seahawks. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.